Greetings, Leapers. Welcome back. Welcome back, Leapers. Thank you for joining us for another segment of The Leap. We are so excited to have you all back. Joining us, we have a very special guest this evening. We have Miss Amma Nantwi. Amma is a certified public accountant. She hails from the windy city of Chicago. Born and raised. Amma is just a wonderful public accountant. Amma teaches the keys to financial principles that you were not taught in school. He also teaches the concepts that are used by the wealthy to retain their wealth. And Amma is an expert, truly an expert at helping people lower their taxes. So we are so happy to have Amma here on The Leap. She's going to share her Leap journey, as well as give us some information on how we can learn more about her services. And she might even share some tips that we may need to look out for in terms of taking that leap and starting a business. So thank you for joining us, Amma.
Oh, no problem, Mecca. Thank you so very much for having me. And Kay, thank you for having me as well. I'm so excited to be here and honored that you guys would even think of me for the interview. So thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And so, Amma, you know, we're so curious. You're a certified public accountant. I know that you have like your regular 9 to 5. So what is it that made you take that leap and do something beyond the regular work hours?
You know, Mecca, it's so funny that like it's so many different things, honestly. But the main thing is that, you know, I vividly remember like my dreams that I had as a child. Like when I was a kid, you know, honestly, my life was not like how it is now. You know, I remember one time, even in college, you know, at Cookman, oh, I did something with my screen, sorry. Even at Cookman in college, I remember one time one of my teachers just asked us to describe like our dream house. And it's like, I can still see that, you know, I can still see what my dream house looks like. And just my life, how I really envisioned it as a child. And as I got older, you know, they always tell you the American dream. Like I was one of those people that I literally did everything that my parents told me to do. And part of it was like you know, I'm the youngest, and I would always see that my brother, my sister, like they would do things, and you know, if anything went wrong, to me, it was because they didn't listen. You know, I'm like, because you didn't listen, that's not what, you know, and so, I always listened. But then as I got older, so it was like, okay, right, go to school, get good grades, did that, right? It was like good grades, no problem, go to college, okay, did that. Amma, you gotta be if you want to be an accountant, you gotta be a CPA, because that's like the highest level you can achieve in the field of accountancy. Okay, did that. And then I started working, and it was like, okay, wait, so is this it? You know, I'm like, I can't just, so every day it's like the same thing. And I really didn't see myself creating wealth just from that by itself, you know? So I'm like, you never really have time for anything, especially when, at least that's how I felt, especially when I was in public accounting, because we would literally be working like 12 hours, you know, 12, 13 hours. Sometimes I can remember even working longer than that when we were having like a peer review where the auditors would come in and audit the auditors, you know? And I literally, like, I remember my mom calling me like, you cannot still be at work. It was like 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, I am. Everybody is here though. The whole office was still there, just working, you know? And so, but I realized that if I kept that up, I would never have time for myself, and I would never really be able to achieve the life that I've always envisioned for myself, you know?
Yeah, so it sounds like along the way, even since college age, you had a vision. You had a vision of how you wanted your life to look, what it feel like, and even when you did what was required of you, get the good grades, go to college, get that job, and then to learn that, where's my time? I'm spending 12, 14
Yeah.
hours a day working, even in the field that you may love, a person
Mhm.
burnt out.
Yeah. Yeah, you can get burned out. And I remember one time too that was really an eye opener for me. My niece, she's like 9 now, you know, but she was turning 1. And I remember like I had to make a decision. I was at work and it was so much work to do. And it was a Friday night, so nobody was there. Like everybody left work except for me. I was in the private sector at this point, and everybody left. And I was like, okay, if I at least get to this point, then I can go to her party tomorrow, you
Mm.
know? And I'm like, dang, I can't even see my niece turn 1 year old because I have so much work. So I was like, I'm gonna take my work home. And I did, I would just take it home and work through the night, like just so I could go to her party the next day. And I just felt like that was a lot, you know, like that was too much.
Absolutely. That's something that I've heard other individuals mention. That would be like one of those kind of like the straw that broke the camel's back in terms of them deciding, I need to get outside of this box. Like I
Yeah,
can't be on somebody else's clock. When you have to decide whether you're going to continue to work beyond your 8 hours or have time with your family, I think those
yeah,
are instances where we really, really get that gumption and that motivation to take that leap. So was that
yeah.
you?
Yeah, it was really like a combination of everything, but that was really one of the main factors because I was like, even though I'm making pretty good money, when do I have time to spend it? I
Mm.
can't really even enjoy it because they barely let me take time off, you know, because it was always something to do. So even like a nice vacation, I would come back from vacation with just piles and piles of work, you
Mm.
know. So then it got to the point where it's like, okay, well, I'm not gonna take a whole week. Let me take 4 days. Let me take just 3 days, you know. So then it's like, where do you go for 3 days? You know,
Right.
so it was just yeah, and it was just back to back to back. And in accounting, like it depends, like everybody has a different, or you don't have to, but it could be like a different year end. And so we had like a June 30th year end. So then that was in the summer, you know, so then that means that the whole summer I have to work to get all the books in order because then we were getting an audit in
Mhm.
September, you know, to come. So it was just back to back where I couldn't even really enjoy the summer. I couldn't really enjoy the spring. It was too much,
Mm.
you know.
We thank God for people like you because hard stuff. But so when you decided to do something a little different, I know you offer accounting services. uh,
Mhm.
So what were some of the challenges that you had to personally overcome? Because now you're going from working with probably in a public sector to working more so in the private sector. So what are some of the challenges that you had to overcome?
Um, Different challenges like with myself, just as far as like it's kind of hard, and because like a lot of times we may not think that we can do it, you know, you don't really want to step out there and nobody calls or nobody shows up and stuff like that. So that was always kind of hard, just kind of knowing what was going to happen. But then what I had to realize is like, if I don't try, I'll like never ever succeed or never even know. And so my sister, she actually got me this card actually when I was studying for the CPA exam, and I was even terrified for that. You know, the exam at the time, like they changed it now, but it's a 4-part exam and it was over 2 days. So it was 16 and a half hours. So it was like 8 hours one day, 8.5 hours the next day, right? I know. And
Wow.
but I just remember I was so scared to even take the exam. Like I couldn't really even sleep the night before. And my sister bought me this card, and I get emotional even really thinking about it. But on the front of it, it was a fish, and the fish was like in the air, like the fish was like flying. And then it was a star, but then the star was swimming. And so it was like maybe fish, it was like maybe fish can, maybe the star can swim, maybe fish can fly. And then you open it up and it was like, point is, you never know until you try.
Oh.
And I, right, and I just started crying, and I was like, okay, I got this, I got it, you know, I got this. And so, like, I always think about like that, and just that I feel like for me, it's so many people that believe in me that I have to believe in myself, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
You almost emotional. Just because you said I get emotional.
I know.
That's
I
beautiful.
know, yeah, it is hard, and it's like one of those things that like I'm really, even though when people see me, I'm always smiling and I'm like, hey, you know, and stuff like that, but I'm really kind of introverted. Like I'm the type of person, like I can come home from work and be in the house all weekend, you know, and people will be like, you didn't do nothing. I'm like, I'm okay. I just, you know. And so for me to even do like public speaking and get out and like really meet people and stuff like that, it was always difficult for me. But then one of the things that I really realized, like, one, like you never know until you try, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you have to try. But then I also realized that that's when I noticed that I was scared, you know, and that's like, it was really just deep down, I was afraid because like I didn't know what was going to happen. And, you know, I don't know if it was afraid of rejection or just what. But so I was like, if I do it right away, then I noticed that it's not as bad as I expected.
Right.
So like this one time, real quick, I know I'm just talking, but this one time I was like at a conference, and for this business I'm a part of, and the speaker was saying how they were looking for trainers, and if you know, it was certain requirements, but he was like, you know, and if you want to be a trainer, no, he was talking about this speakers boot camp. But then he said at the end of it that, you know, and this is a requirement to become a trainer. And I was like, I don't want to be a trainer, you know, but I was so afraid of the public speaking. I was like, but I have to do it. And it was so funny because it was probably hundreds of people, literally like hundreds of people in the room. But when he was talking about this class, I felt like he was talking directly to me, and I got so scared. And I was like, you know, I was like looking down like this, and, you know, and I'm like, he's talking to the whole room. Why am I so afraid? And so then at that point, I realized that like, if I'm scared to do it, I have to just do it. So I just got up and put my name on the list. Like I just got up and signed up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Despite the fear, you move with fear. You don't let fear.
Yeah, you have to. You have to.
That is awesome. So tell us, what are like some of the pitfalls that you think a person may encounter, you know, when they're stepping out and doing something on their own, and what would you suggest in terms of overcoming those pitfalls?
I think the pitfalls that people will face is like, well, first themselves, right? It's really hard with being getting outside of your comfort zone, right? When you try to get outside of your comfort zone, because your comfort zone wants to keep you comfortable, right?
Yep.
So subconsciously, you'll always find a way to stay within your comfort zone, and you'll make up different excuses, and you'll say stuff like, oh, you know, oh, I forgot, or oh, shoot, was that, you know, I was just so busy over here. You probably took way more time doing something that wasn't important. So then when it came time for something that you really had to do, then it was like, oh, you know, oh my God, I ran out of time. I'm so busy, girl. You know, so
just your excuses.
yeah, it's really excuses and just really fighting your comfort zone. And you wanna I would say like just get comfortable with being uncomfortable. Like you really, yeah, like you get comfortable with being uncomfortable. Like how I said, one of my things is I just make myself do it now, whether it's like calling somebody like a potential business partner or something like that, whatever it is, I just have to do it right away. And then it's done. And then I'm like, okay, you know, so you really have to just get to a point where you are always uncomfortable. And then that's how you know that you're always working towards your dream.
Yeah, I love that. Thank you so much, Amma. It's really been a pleasure having you come in with us. And I have one request, because I know we're going to wrap up, but I have one request. Well, I think it's two things. So one, make sure you let us know, let the Leapers know how they can get in touch with you if they want to find out more information or services. And also, I would absolutely love if you could just come into the Leap and drop a little financial tip for those future entrepreneurs. Could you do that for me?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I would love to. I'll do that. And everybody can reach me. Actually, I have so my site is Amma the CPA.com. Right. So you can go on there and you can put like contact me or book a free consultation, something like that. Or you can always reach out to me on Facebook. It's just Amma Nantwi, or on Instagram, I'm Amma the CPA. And I have a financial survey that I've been working on for everybody, and it's just financialsurvey.ammathecpa.com. And then that'll help me just kind of see what things people are having difficulties with, and just the type of questions when it comes to financial, because especially as women, but then everybody, but really as women, it's like we're the first educators for our children, you know, and it's not just for our daughters, it's for our sons too, you know, so we really have to work on our personal finances and work on becoming financially literate, because I really just believe like each one teach one, like we can really save the world, you know?
So much, Amma. We truly appreciate it.
Of course.
Be looking for the financial tips, and we may reach back out to you to come into the Leap again. So thank you.
Yeah, definitely.
Leapers, for joining us for another edition of the Leap. And as Kalia always says, leap forward, leap forward, leap forward. And we'll see you back next time.